Hello boys and girls, ladies and gents. I think that's got us covered again. I found this lovely staff in the woods. All the bark's already stripped off it, as you can see. Quite long, right enough, so I'm going to need to chop it. What I did notice, if you bear with me, there's quite a big split here, going almost full length. But it is pretty solid. I would give it a field test on the knee. So what I think we'll do is a Gandalf cane, or staff, or whatever you like to call it, walking stick, and we'll get it cleaned up. Maybe we'll put some epoxy in this split, maybe some coloured epoxy, and we'll add some features onto it, like horses' teeth and bull's teeth and tusks. I think they're called tusks. So that's today's project, so let's get chopping. So folks, that's it chopped, as you can see, and it's just about the right height for myself, as you can also see. I wouldn't like it to be the right height for someone else. So if you want to go ahead and make one, make it for your dimensions. Right, anywho, I'm going to go ahead and get these wee nodules, or whatever you like to call them, buffed off all the way, and we'll clean it up a wee tad. And for that we will use the trusty grinder. So I'll take that outside, give it a clean, and join me soon, then we can think about decor. Cheery bye. So folks, that's us all cleaned up, as you can see, nice and white looking. So what I will need to do now is set all these nodules or burrs or whatever off. Looking not too bad. And, as I was saying previously, if you let me turn it around here, because I'll probably get a better view, there's a split on it. We'll get that filled in. As I say, it's pretty. That's me leaning on it. No sounds of splitting or anything, so it's pretty solid. I've got the old rasp here, and I'm going to do a thumb hole here because it's my thumb's wedging in it. So maybe go ahead and do that. And if you bear with me, you can see 3 degrees, so it's not any kind of temperature for working with epoxy for filling this in. So I will currently do this, and we'll dig out some things for decorating it, and that'll be a job in itself, finding them. So I found some decorations, folks. As you can see, mostly bull's tusks. That's a couple of kind of big numbers. They're kind of modern. This is bone fragments found in the beach. As you can see, pretty old. Some bull's tusks, smaller ones there, also from the beach. Some sort of bone fragment, very old, it's like stone. Looks like a joint of some sort, maybe a knee or a foot. Also very old, very worn, very smooth, so must have been washed up and washed up. looks like a horse's tooth. And a bigger horse's tooth. I don't think I'll be using them right enough. They seem a bit too big. You can see, look at the size of it in my palm. Pretty old, and we've got a bone Mjolnir, which we'll see. I don't know. A couple of smaller tusks, bone fragment, and also a tiger's eye, which is basically just petrified wood polished. And what I was thinking, bear with me, I was thinking of a finish, and probably I was thinking oil would be best, but before I oil it, I'm thinking I'll run the blowtorch over it and blacken it. I'll burn off any mildew, whatever. Not mildew, you know what I mean, the stuff that was on it, the green shit, mildew I think they call it. Give it a good skate over, blacken it, then we'll sand it, we'll fill that gap and see about some of the goodies here for embellishment. That should be us finished. So, bear with me. Well, folks, I gave that a wee skiff over with a blowtorch, and I actually quite like the design on it. As you can see, maybe the crack opened up a bit more. So, and I actually quite like it as a feature, so I'm thinking maybe just oiling it now. Give it a good oiling, and that will be that. And I've picked out some decor, so I'm going to put the two big tusks, two smaller tusks, and the tiger's eye. So what I'll do is I'll get them on and oil it, because I don't think the resin will set, or the glue, whatever I'm using, with a freshly oiled stick. So anywho, join me soon for the finished article. Well folks, here's the tusks on. I've set the tiger's eye, and I also put a small stud in the bottom, because we maybe need it for on the ground, on concrete. So all we're left to do now is oil it. And what I'm going to use for that is vegetable oil, which not a lot of people like using, but it's a good oil. It seeps in well, and it's water resistant and does what an oil is meant to do. Besides, I don't have anything else at hand. A lot of people would use linseed oil, teak oil, stuff like that. If you're using linseed oil, remember, throw away your rags, soak them first before throwing away even, because they can combust. So just throwing them aside in your shed or whatever, you could end up with a fire. Now you know. Right, I'll oil this, back in a minute. So folks, that's us finished. And as you can see, it's more like Tim the Enchanter than it is Gandalf, so here we have it. None shall pass. Let's just give you a wee swatch at it here. I'll set it down on the bench and we can have a look. So as you can see, it's a lot darker. The oil's brought up the grain nicely, and the burnt bits. Let's say a wee stud in the bottom for outdoor use. Obviously it's just oiled, so still a bit oily. I'll leave it for about a week, maybe give it another couple of coats over the coming weeks. and it'll be good to go for the outdoors. I'm quite happy with that. So, fits my palm nicely, and aye, a bag of metal, or aye, or whatever. That's a wee shout out to the Marvel freaks out there. So that's ideal for probing about, and even, I mean, could be shortened. I could shorten it down, obviously a couple of inches. But I like it the way it is, so quite happy with that. And as I say, overall, it took about hour and a half, 2 hours maybe. So, hope you enjoyed. Say we'll call it the Gandalf stroke Tim the Enchanter Staff, whatever. So, hope you enjoyed it. Do join us next time. Cheery bye.